Thanks, guys.
Listen, there is something to be said about Georgia music and Atlanta music in particular.
Yeah, pretty good.
Class of its own.
Pretty good.
All right. President Biden's plan to wipe out billions of dollars in student loan debt is still on hold this morning after the Supreme Court opted not to lift a block on it. CNN White House correspondent Arlette Saenz is traveling with the president. She is in Delaware. So, Arlette, how is the White House responding to this?
Well, Rahel, the White House says they will aggressively defend President Biden's student loan repayment plan, even as the Supreme Court said it would remain on hold for now. This really marks the latest chapter in the ongoing legal challenges against President Biden's efforts to offer some student debt relief. You'll remember that the Supreme Court had struck down President Biden's sweeping plan that would have offered about $400 billion in student debt relief in 2023. After that plan was struck down, the administration had put this SAVE plan in place. This student loan repayment plan basically structures the payments based on individuals' incomes and their household sizes. Now, this plan has been on hold since earlier in the summer after a lower court had blocked it following a challenge led by Republican-led states. The Biden administration then went to the Supreme Court asking them to put this program back into play. The Supreme Court says that they will not step in, but they do expect the Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals, which is weighing this challenge, to act swiftly on this case. Now, as they've been preparing for these legal challenges, the Department of Education had actually put those who are currently enrolled in that program, about 8 million borrowers, into an interest-free forbearance. So they are not going to make payments on their monthly loans during this time as these legal challenges play out. But this is all part of President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris's efforts to try to alleviate some of the financial burdens that Americans are facing relating to their student debts. Biden's team had long viewed this as a key issue, not just for young voters, but also for young families who are struggling to make some of these payments. They believe that this would be a key issue in the campaign. Vice President Harris herself actually just last night weighed in on this, saying that she and the president will continue to try to defend this type of program going forward. So for the time being, they're still waiting for all of this to play out the course in the courts, as they are hoping that ultimately this program would be put back in place and offer some relief to those facing those high student loans.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, for at least the moment, everything is sort of on forbearance for those students or those borrowers who were enrolled in this sort of plan. So everything is sort of on hold. Arlette Saenz, live course there in Delaware. Arlette, thank you. John?